What's up, guys? Sorry we didn't have an episode last week. COVID-19 strikes again. What can you say? It happens. But we have a phenomenal episode to follow up with last episode. This is Derrick. Derrick is the owner of Mother Clucker, which is a really good, phenomenal chicken place. Fried chicken, Nashville fried chicken to be exact, here in Kansas City. You guys have heard me on the podcast talk about Parlor before. It's that food hall in the Crossroads district, and his restaurant's in there. It's if you've been there, you know it. This is a pretty Kansas City centric episode. However, if you're listening or watching this and you're not from Kansas City, it's still gonna be a good episode. We don't all talk about Kansas City. We talk about other stuff too, and hopefully this will make you want to come out and visit. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to or allowed to say that during the pandemic, but come visit Kansas City. We're open. We're open for business, like for real. Like, you can go to most of these bars and restaurants. You wear your mask for like 15, 30 seconds, whatever it takes to walk from the front door to your seat, and then take it off, and it's like normal. And you're supporting these people right now. Like, during COVID right now, clearly businesses, small businesses, and especially restaurants are getting hard. And I think we just need to support them in any way we can. We get into that a little bit in the podcast, a whole bunch more. He was a Marine. He studied at the Culinary Institute of America. He's worked in Michelin-rated restaurants or whatever you call those. Amazing dude. This was a great time. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Give him a follow on Instagram at DuffelBagChef. Give me a follow on Instagram at NeanderTalkPod. And if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button and just start downloading and watching these episodes. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you. Just thank you. That's it. Let's start this bad boy.
Welcome to the Inner Talk Podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, and Roy the Soul. Thank you for coming to the Inner Talk Podcast. Boom, shalak, boom.
We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Boom, shalak, boom. I haven't said that in a while. Welcome back to Neander Talk Podcast, everybody. We've got Derrick, I don't know his last name, Mother Clucker in the house.
Derrick Foster.
Derrick Foster owns, I'll do like an intro and tell everybody who you are and everything. But yeah, so you own Mother Clucker, the chicken place in Parlor.
Yes, sir.
I love Parlor.
It's a great concept.
But before we were talking about that, we were talking about Strange Music needs to fix their t-shirt game up. Clothing line.
Shots fired.
It's true. No, I love, I think you've probably you've been hanging out with me for about 30 minutes now. I'm hoping you've gathered that I like support local.
Yes, you do.
So I'm not talking shit
No.
too hard on Strange, but no. I want them to be better.
Yeah.
I just want their t-shirts to be better.
Yeah.
I got some of their t-shirts. And
it's constructive criticism.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's just the designs are dope.
Yeah.
It's just the t-shirt fabric. They're just like crappy.
Yeah.
And they don't fit and feel
no,
good.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're into the local hip hop scene a little bit, like listening, like you like follow it and like it.
Yeah, I've been.
You gotta get on that mic. You gotta make out with that thing.
All right, let's do it. I've been a big hip hop fan since I was a little guy.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who did you grow up like? Who's your genre?
So I'm a big
Lil Wayne.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Maybe his earlier stuff.
Okay.
Before he like really broke out. But listening to like Juvenile,
Nice.
Big L,
Okay.
Wu-Tang, the Diplomats. You can't go wrong with those guys. Even some earlier Tech 9 stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're super local. You're way more in the local scene than I am. That's for sure. Like you came in here and I poured you a little bit of this J. Rieger whiskey, and you're like, oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. So Ryan, maybe he's a good friend of mine. I met him, I'd say 10, 11 years ago. When I was working at the Rieger. He owns Manifesto, and Manifesto is one of the first speakeasies in Kansas City. He was one of the first people to actually be doing like legit speakeasy style craft cocktails. And when I'd finish my shift up upstairs at the Rieger, I'd always go down there and help those guys out and talk to them and pick their brain, and learned about the whole craft cocktail scene and stuff like that. And
what is a like? How would you define a speakeasy? Like, I don't know exactly.
So,
Like, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
have you ever been to Swordfish Tom's?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, see, that's a speakeasy because you
See,
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not cool. I'm not hip.
Yeah.
I'm not plugged in like that. I
So-
wish I knew these little spots. The only place I
So-
knew was like the Tiki Hop, the
So-
Tiki Cat or whatever.
And see, I haven't been there yet either, but I've heard great things about it. My buddy Jonathan Bush, I believe, was involved with that as well. I went to middle school with that guy.
Damn.
But a speakeasy is a perfect example of a good speakeasy in Kansas City. Besides Manifesto, another one would be Swordfish Tom's. Swordfish Tom's is in the middle of nowhere downtown in the crossroads. I took my mother and father-in-law there when they were in town, and they're like, hey, is something shady going on, or what's about to happen? Because it's in an alley, and if you're going there, like 11 midnight, it's a little sketch.
Sure.
The sign on the wall is like the size of your pointer finger. So you walk right by it basically, and it's in an old boiler room office building down there. The guy lets you in.
We probably shouldn't say too much about it, should we?
Well, I won't go past a certain part. So once you go down there, you go down these steps, and when you get in there, there's a room like this with, I think there's like 12 chairs, and then there's an old lantern lamp on the wall, and when the light turns green, that's when they let people out, and they let people in. When it's red, you gotta sit out there and wait your turn. Then when you get in there,
Whoa.
it's cash only, and they have a seasonal menu. It's probably like 5 or 6 drinks, and they do it really, really well. And then you can tell the guy like or gal like, I like lemon, I like bitters, I like whiskey, and they'll just do
Come
something
up with
on the
something.
fly, and it's always good. And then
You're blowing my mind right now.
it's a sick spot. I always take business meeting people down there, and people I'm trying to reel in or impress. I always take them down there. It's a good time. And before that, we'll usually start out at the Green Lady Lounge.
I love that place.
It's probably
please open back up.
please open back
Please.
up.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's like,
That's my spot.
and if
Ugh.
somebody's like from out of town and they're like, hey, like, I want you to show me Kansas City, that's one of my favorite spots
Yeah,
to take
mine
them,
too.
because the live jazz music, the dim lights, the swankiness, like, that's Kansas City. That's like a perfect rendition of Kansas City down there.
Yep. The drinks are good there.
The drinks are phenomenal. Everybody in there knows what they're doing too. It's great. I haven't
Damn you, COVID.
I haven't been to the is it the Black Dolphin next door?
Yeah, they're open right now.
Okay, they're
$5
open right
cover
now.
charge.
$5 cover charge.
Mhm.
I haven't been there, but I heard it's the same owners. But I heard it's pretty much like the same thing, but I need to check that out too. But Green Lady Lounge is amazing.
So the speakeasy, keep going. Green Lady. Go so.
So
Can anybody go there?
yeah,
like you just have to know where it is, but you can just it's not like
anybody.
you kind of have to.
Anybody can go there, but they don't advertise it. They
Right.
don't talk about it, so it's kind of like
Okay.
it's just kind of like
Is
a
that-
small little niche, and usually a lot of the industry people know about it, and a lot of like the super
Cool kids.
I guess
Cool kids.
the cool
Yeah.
kids.
God,
Yeah,
I'm not cool.
yeah, but you are cool.
I'm about to be.
But I'd say that's another one of my favorite bars in Kansas City, and it reminds me a lot of like the bars in New York City and stuff like that. There's tons of those out there. Speakeasies, I'd say, got pretty big in like the early 2000s.
Okay.
That's really when it started taking off, and
They're like legal, but they're like it's like a throwback to when like the Prohibition days.
It kind of reminds you of Prohibition. There's a really sick one. I forgot the name of it too, in San Diego, And when I mean sick, it is sick. Like there's skulls, there's bronze skulls just all the way around the building, and they have like these old like haunted house looking paintings above you that like switch around and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's in the back of a burger joint, and you
Wow.
literally like pull this. There's like 20 kegs on this wall, and you like slide this whole thing out, and then
Wow.
it's like a neon sign, and then you go in there and you see all these skulls. And my wife to this day says that some of the best cocktails she's ever had is from that place. Usually when I go in there, I look for like the high end bourbon, like Pappy or Willet. And
Ooh, nice.
instead of buying a bunch of cocktails, I'm like, let me get some of that rare stuff.
Right.
And let me, it's time.
Yeah. Have you been to Harry's Country Club
Mm-hmm.
in the River Market? They have a good. I think it's Sundays actually. They have a 40% off
Harry's,
their whiskeys in the cabinet.
yeah, Harry's is a really good spot. I love that place. I like the whole River Market area. It's really nice.
Kansas City is amazing. I love the Kansas City. I just love Kansas City like that. Yeah, I love the River Market. I love the Crossroads. And you're at one of the dopest spots with Parlor. So your spots, you got the Mother Clucker. For those of you who don't know, Parlor is like this awesome double-decker, like a 2-bar double-decker building, right?
Yeah.
2-story building.
2-story
with like
building.
8 restaurants in it.
There's 7 restaurants. Currently, there's only 5 right now. They're gonna put a couple more in there. With COVID and everything, not everybody could.
Yeah,
and it's sad.
One of the things I was really wanting to talk to you about is curious about having you on for is being in the restaurant business right now. Who's I think they're the businesses taking in this COVID shit the hardest.
Yeah, it's
small businesses, but I think restaurants are the worst hit.
It is, and especially like, well, for us it was difficult because, and at the end of the day, it's not anything towards Parlor, but they had to shut everything down because the way everything was going, they couldn't afford to stay open, which obviously all of the other restaurants in there had to shut down. We've been shut down for 4 months, and that was brutal.
I mean, for a restaurant, but I mean, you got profit margins aren't gigantic.
No.
I can't imagine 4 months is
no. And another thing, like I guess because of some of the violence going on downtown, that gave Parlor a hit too. So people weren't wanting to travel down there for a little bit, and then once that settled down, then the pandemic hit, and then it just but it's starting to pick back up.
Yeah, Parlor's just opened up recently, right?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
But I feel like people still don't want to go out. It seems that way. And then you look on the news in states that were opening up earlier and states that were just like letting things loose. There's like bigger increases and everything going on right now too. So I think that scares people.
Yeah, I've been ever since they we were locked down for a little bit, and then they started opening things back up. Once they started opening stuff up, I've been going out every single weekend and bar hopping.
Yeah.
I took a train to St. Louis just to bar hop for a night.
Why not?
And I still so I'm not worried about it. If I get it, I get it. I'm healthy enough. I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't want to get it. It would suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. There's not as many people going out. I mean, you go down there and some nights it's just a ghost town. It's crazy going down to a city like Kansas City that's usually hustling and bustling during the right times, and now you go down there and it's just quiet. It's eerie.
And I feel like before all this hit, and if you really think about it, if you research around, there's a lot of bigger companies that moved to Kansas City because they're big companies in San Francisco and LA are taking hits because of the amount of taxes that they're paying and how expensive it's getting in those places. So I know a few tech companies that have moved out here, and not only tech companies, but there's a lot of celebrity chefs that are putting restaurants out here. And Kansas City, I felt like, and it still is, but it's just going to take a little more time now. I feel like with the Royals Super Bowl, with the soccer team winning, the Sporting KC.
I wish that doesn't take a factor. They've been winning for years. They've been winning since they got here.
Yeah, and with
Kansas City doesn't care too much about that. I mean, I guess it's getting bigger, but
and with the Chiefs and everything else in the history of Kansas City, and it being the heart of the United States and the Midwest, being in the Midwest, I feel like the economy was booming before the pandemic, even stronger than it had been in a long time. And if you look around, like, they're building out so many places. There's so many commercial developments happening and whatnot. So I feel like Kansas City is a thriving place, and still is. But like I said, now, like everything else, it's going to take a little more time.
Yeah, I've been saying for a long time that Kansas City is just like this little secret hidden gem in the United States.
100%.
Like, people don't think about it.
No.
And I loved the Royals. I loved the Royals when they went to the World Series the first year. Like, when that buzz just started hitting, the city was electric. It was amazing. We're on the national stage. People are talking. Like, people everywhere. The whole country was rooting for the Royals.
Yeah,
both times.
Yeah, and you go to I go to a restaurant in California. I'd see a kid in a Royals hat. I'd be like, you from Kansas City? No, I just like the hat and the team right now. And I'm like, get out of here, man.
That's cool though. Because, spread the name. Because
even when we were losing in sports, I never gave up on Kansas City sports ever.
I've been going to the Royals games since the late '90s. Love them.
Yes.
But I've always gave up on them.
leaving the seventh inning.
I know they're going to lose 100 games in a season.
Yeah.
But I want to go out. I love going to the games so much. Like, when they suck, it's fine because then you get tickets for super cheap.
Yeah.
You go out there, you sit in GA for a few hours, have some beers, hang out with some friends, and you don't have to pay attention too much. You just have a good time.
Yeah, it is a good time.
And so I like that aspect. I like when the Royals suck.
Yeah.
But then when they were winning and it's on fire and there's that electricity in the city.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first time Kansas City was alive. Like, I mean, alive.
100%.
Like, I mean, you're going out to the bars. I mean, some of the players were buying drinks at like down Power and Light for a full bar. I mean, it was just like you would drive and people were nicer.
Yeah.
Like, people would cut you, like you would cut someone off accidentally. And instead of getting flipped off, you might just get like, all right, it's fine. Like, you wouldn't get people, like, everything was just more polite. It's like, all right, we're in the World Series. Like, that's the best way to explain it. But there was just this energy and buzz, and I loved it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna spark up again. Like having Patty here. I mean, and he just purchased a part of the Royals too, which is amazing. So I think there's going to be a big turnaround. We just picked up Bobby Witt. I mean, he was the number 2 prospect in the nation.
Talking football here?
No, baseball.
Baseball? Okay.
Bobby Witt Jr.
This is some real inside baseball here.
He is going to be a stud. I mean, he's still in the farm league, but he is going to be a stud.
Well, I hope we get there again.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if we suck for a while, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to go out to the park when they let us.
It is crazy, though. We win the World Series and we lose every single person we had on the team. Every single person.
I know. That's what I mean. The Royals were badass back in. When was it? We had like Jermaine Dye and Mike Sweeney and.
Oh, that was.
It was even before Greinke.
Yeah.
Like a little bit before that. Like
Sweeney.
I can't remember. But Jermaine Dye was the one that I remember. Sweeney, no. It was in the 2000s,
it was like early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s.
And then they would have like a promising, awesome team with all these studs, and then they'd go to the Yankees.
Yeah,
all the time.
Gary Gaetti, right? Wasn't he one of them?
I don't know if that one was.
Yeah, Gary Gaetti was one of them.
My brain's foggy. I've forgotten so many things from then and now. So what do you think? How is do you think, because you're obviously in the industry locally, how do you think the pandemic is going to affect local restaurants around here? I
mean,
are we going to see a shit ton of them disappear?
It depends. I mean, there was help with the loans, but it's not enough.
The PPP?
Yeah, it's not enough. They give you what they think you need, and obviously there's more expenses to a restaurant than.
But that's a loan. You got to pay it back.
And you got to pay it.
You know?
And you have to pay it back. So, I mean, at the end of the day, is it really helping you, or is it putting you more in debt than you already are?
What's the interest rate?
Yeah, exactly. So, I think that a lot of them are going to take a hit. It's really people that are really into like supporting locals right now. Them donating to the different helping aids that have been provided, like some of the restaurant donations and stuff like that. That'll help. Just going and eating there to make sure that you give them their dollars so they stay in business is going to help too. We've been doing the same thing even during the pandemic. Like people that were still open, like the Antler Room, like I made sure to eat there. I made sure to tell people to go to the Rieger because they were doing the Crossroads Community Kitchen. Even some of my employees were like, hey, like, now that I'm not working for you, I can't really afford to have dinner tonight. And I was like, dude, like, go to the Crossroads Kitchens. They're providing meals for everybody. So, and it's pay as you can, which was absolutely amazing.
What I don't know what I haven't heard about this. What is this?
So the Rieger, Ryan maybe who owns the J. Rieger Whiskey Co. Where his speakeasy.
They were one of the first places early on to do the hand sanitizer too.
Yes, they were.
Shout out to them. Dang.
Yes, shout out to them. So the restaurant above the speakeasy is the Rieger, which is where I worked at when I got out of the Marine Corps. Howard Hanna, who's the chef there, he started a community kitchen, and it was for all the local people. Whoever needed a meal could go there and pay as they could. And people were volunteering and working, and people were donating food for everything. And it was nice. It was a huge movement. It was absolutely amazing to see that go down. The way that you survive this is everybody has to help each other out.
Okay.
It's not every man for themselves. It can't be every man for themselves.
Yeah.
I know a lot of restaurants have...
but they're going to be out there. There's those guys that are going to be out there just for themselves, right?
Yeah, but, those people don't tend to get that far.
Okay.
I mean, it's like anything else in life. You need support, right?
Right.
Whether it's sports, family, business, it doesn't matter. You need support. So some of the bigger companies had backers, which is a backbone of support, because I'm sure there were those down times and those low times, and if it wasn't for that, the backers and the supporters, they wouldn't be where they're at today.
Okay. So, yeah, the only way to survive is just coming together.
Yeah, it is, honestly. And then
like the businesses coming together, helping out, and then the best way for civilian regular folk is just, do you suggest DoorDash, or is that not good because
so here's my thing. I think that DoorDash and Grubhub are a great outlet for people to still get food, but I think they rape the driver, and I think that they rape the restaurant, because they're taking 33% of the restaurant and then they tax the driver more than what they're making.
Wow.
So
I knew there was some some fudgy numbers going on. I mean, and I've heard the different. I've heard.
So like a Mother Clucker, our sandwich is like $11, right? So if you're paying $11 already for a sandwich, and we're doing that because we pay the parlor, there's all the taxes involved and whatnot, and plus that sandwich is huge. But you pay $11 for a sandwich, and then that goes out the door. Somebody ordered it on DoorDash. DoorDash is taking 33% of that $11 sale. On top of that, I got to pay the person that made the sandwich. On top of that, I got to pay Parlor what I owe them. On top of that, DoorDash has to pay the driver. So at the end of the day,
how much is that $11 sandwich?
Yeah, exactly.
Golly.
So it's a good outlet, but thankfully I was blessed to meet this guy. His name is Roman. He started a company. The name of it, I believe, is Ollie. And what it is a third-party delivery system, and he was the creator of Amazon Now. So he knows what he's doing. And he started a third-party business that charges the restaurant $250 a month, and then he creates a specific app for your restaurant, and then you can, if you wanted a delivery, you could get a delivery from Mother Clucker through my app. Starting a business is, you got to be ready to take punches in the face.
Yeah.
And not only punches in the face, but you got to be ready to get stabbed.
Literally.
Because like hits just keep coming. But like, so I do deliver through DoorDash and Grubhub in Kansas City, but we can't do it in Oklahoma because we don't want to confuse the brands. So the only way you can get Mother Clucker is if you go to Parlor or you order on our online ordering right now.
Mother Clucker. Did you play GTA? Grand Theft Auto?
I haven't played it since that.
Is Mother Clucker in there? Is that the name of the chicken place in there?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't played since the Miami Vice version.
Even then, I think because when I've obviously been to Mother Clucker, and the first time he's seeing it, I was like, is that the same? Is that, then they use is this the GTA?
That'd be something to look up. We could look it up at the break because I'm kind of interested to know that as well.
Okay, good.
My wife actually thought of that name. And it turns out other people have had that name too. They got cease and desist, and they cooperated. It's just this one person. I like the name.
Yeah, it's a perfect name.
Yeah, it's
especially for a food hall.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that eventually it could. Well, we just became a national franchise. So before the pandemic hit, we just attained our FDD, which is our federal licensing to start selling Mother Cluckers. And then the pandemic hit, so I haven't sold any yet.
Oh man,
we were talking to some people. We're talking to some people right now.
Yeah, who's gonna get into the restaurant business right now? Who's gonna open a restaurant right now?
Yeah, exactly. But again, like how we were talking about earlier, now is the time to capitalize, because if you want to open up a restaurant, banks are handing out loans like candy. On top of that, commercial real estate is down 30% and nosediving.
Okay, good.
And there's
a spot in the Crossroads I want. I have a dream. I have a podcast studio dream.
Now is the time, and if people take advantage of this time, they're gonna be set when everything's back in motion. They're gonna be more than set. Mm-hmm. I mean, they'll skyrocket. So I'm really trying to take advantage of this situation right now, and we're doing what we can. We're talking to certain people and we're trying to grow our business during this downtime right now.
Okay. It's gotta be hard to sell restaurant stuff though right now, huh?
It is. I have a few people that we're talking to though, so we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna give up on it.
Yeah. It's just gonna be postponed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I eventually hope that we're a golden arch somewhere all across the United States. So that's
look out Popeyes, look out Churches, look out KFC.
Yes,
it's Mother Clucker in the house.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of fried chicken, fast food fried chicken, like those places?
So they've done a lot of innovating stuff for that industry. I mean, they've developed certain things that hold the chicken so that it can stay crisp when people get it after it's been sitting for about 10 minutes and whatnot, and keep it the proper temperature so that it's the proper temperature so you don't get sick or whatever. And they've created like certain types of fryer technology for certain things. Like there's a lot that goes into it actually.
I'm sure there is.
Somebody just hit me up in Kentucky, I believe, and he owns a company that makes these commercial breaders, so like your consistency is never an issue, because you hire people, I hate to say it, but some people don't fry the same chicken as the next person, and I've seen it. I've showed them. I'm like, hey, you do it like this, you do it like this, it goes in the fryer. And then they're doing other things, and so I mean that would be nice to have that piece of equipment.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Eliminate the human error.
Yeah, but they're still operating the machine, which is cool. So like there's a lot that's gone into that, and some of that stuff got developed by the people that have been with churches and Popeyes and whatnot. And I've learned that being now a Nashville hot chicken owner. So I think that Nashville hot chicken's a little more unique than just your average fried chicken.
What's Nashville hot? I've heard of it. I've tried it at KFC.
Well, you've had it at Mother Clucker.
Oh, okay.
That's Nashville hot chicken.
Okay.
What heat level do you get?
I was with my mom, and we really like spicy stuff. We got pretty hot, but not the hottest.
Oh, okay.
And we wish we would have gotten hotter.
Oh, okay. So you probably got Mother Clucker, which is like middle of the road.
It was towards the how many levels are there?
6.
It was probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
We would have gone up there.
Yeah.
And I think we wish we would have gone hot. It was good, but we were like, we could have gone hotter.
Yeah. Well, I've even had people tell me like the mild stuff in middle of the road's like burning their face off. So.
Yeah. See, spice is so difficult because everybody's so completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
I've even had a lady that came up to us when we first opened, and she's like, this chicken's too spicy for me to eat. And I'm like, well, it is Nashville hot chicken. I didn't say that to her, but in my head, I'm like, it is Nashville hot chicken. So,
okay.
You did order some hot chicken.
Sorry, lady.
So Nashville hot chicken, I fell in love with it when I was I've been going to Nashville since I was a little guy. With family and friends.
I've always wanted to go. Like, I really want to go to Nashville.
I
really want to go.
They call it Nash Vegas now. I don't know about now, but But that place is popping. It's like, I mean, just like you go to Green Lady Lounge and there's 2 levels of jazz music going on. There's like 20 levels in a building of crazy country music going on in each of the buildings.
It's not all country though, right?
There. No, they got like blues and stuff like that too.
I'm not a country guy.
I'm a big country guy.
I can tell.
But Nashville hot chicken is amazing because it starts out with good fried chicken. So you gotta have a good fried chicken recipe, but there's an extra step, which is you take the oil that you fried it in and you add a bunch of cayenne and brown sugar and ghost pepper and stuff to the oil, and you kind of create like a paste, a little bit thinner than a paste, like maybe a little thinner than pancake batter. Then you dip the chicken in there, and you got all the spices and the oil dripping and soaking onto the chicken. And then on top of that, you take whatever heat level you want, and then you season it on top of the chicken. So you're getting not only fried chicken, but in a love bath, and then that extra fairy dust on top that just takes it to the next level.
That's what that is.
That's what that is.
Whoa. Whoa. Who came up with that?
So
Nashville.
So Nashville did, and long story short, I guess the original lady that started Nashville hot chicken, the Prince's hot chicken, which is in Nashville, which is one of the more original spots. The mom of the lady that owns it now, I guess, caught like her husband cheating on her or something like that, and wanted to get back at him. So when she made him fried chicken, she made like the spiciest, like blow your ass out fried chicken ever, and he loved it.
Oh, jeez.
And they started the concept.
So she was like, "Oh my God, you love my chicken. It's all right that you banged my friend over here. Let's go into business and start Nashville hot chicken."
But that's
something was left out there, but I like it.
Yeah, something's left out, but she was trying to get back at her husband, and it turned out that he ended up liking the chicken, and they just started the Nashville hot chicken business. So it's got a cool little history to it.
Did he keep banging the broad on the side, or
I don't know. But if you go out there, you can't go to the original Prince's because the original one burned down recently. But they have another location, and that was the first place I ever tried hot chicken, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I fell in love with it right there. And I being from Kansas City and going to Go Chicken Go a lot, and then also taking a lot of trips to Memphis and Arkansas, I'm very familiar with fried chicken, and I love Southern cooking. I lived in Arkansas for part of my life, and my children, the mom that took care of us, she made a really good Southern fried chicken and biscuits and gravy and like the whole thing. And
The best.
oh yeah, and
The best.
ever since then it's just been a flavor in the back of my mind. And I mean, I went to a prestigious culinary school and all that, and I worked in Michelin restaurants and everything, and did the whole flowers and purees and all the artsy looking plates and stuff. But at the end of the day, you want something homey and you want something delicious. So Nashville hot chicken is the next best thing in my opinion.
What's your favorite fast food chicken? Other than yours, and not that yours fast food, but you know what I mean, fried chicken joints.
Yeah, so I go to
around that people can get.
I get gizzards and livers from
Go Chicken Go.
Go Chicken Go.
Okay, I was gonna ask you what you get from Go Chicken Go. Okay, that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
When I go there, I order the same thing every time. It's either depending on how hungry I am, a full order, a half order of gizzards with no roll and extra sauce.
Hell yeah.
Because the sauce they give you is not enough. So if you take out the roll, which I'm not knocking the roll, but I don't need to fill up on
I don't
bread.
want the roll. That's a rookie move.
That's the rookie move. So you got to go there and get the extra sauce with the gizzards.
Yep.
That's the best way to go. And that's what I get here. And then other fried chicken. Guts is good. They're a franchise as well, but they're really good. Rye has really good fried chicken.
What do you think? Like, you don't have to say anything that's going to make you uncomfortable if it does, but like, what do you think of Stroud's?
I grew up on Stroud's. So,
yeah, you like it?
But I'm not a fan of Stroud's.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not a fan of Stroud's, and people can say what they want, but I mean, their fried chicken is not that good.
It's not. Thank you.
But
nobody wants to admit that. Nobody will admit that to me.
And when I was younger, I don't even think I liked their fried chicken. And they serve canned green beans when green beans are really simple and easy to make. So I don't know why you're doing that. And if you really want to be a southern spot and be a true rendition, I'd rather go to Cracker Barrel than eat at Stroud's, to tell you the truth.
Sure.
So if you want to be like a real, like Stroud's could be good, but they need to be more southern, and they need to really take it home and not try. Like, I'm a fast food spot, but it's my recipe, and we do stuff from scratch. That's why our menu's very limited, and there's not a lot on there, because we're doing everything from scratch, and we want to be able to serve people fast. Stroud's, I feel like, could be good if they stepped up their game and they actually got non-canned products in and stuff like that.
They don't need to step up their game. They've been on the Food Network.
Oh yeah,
everybody's enamored by them. Like, they're opening restaurants all over here. Like,
yeah, but I don't even see them that busy anymore. And when I was younger, the only thing I looked forward to when I go there was their cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
The cinnamon rolls aren't that bad when they're fresh.
I like their cottage fries and gravy.
Yeah,
that's what I get.
But
last time I went there, I didn't even get the fried chicken.
Yeah, but
straight up, I got something. I got like either country fried. I think I got country fried steak.
I love country fried steak. Country fried steak's my jam.
I was just as disappointed in that as I am with their chicken.
If you go to Nashville, there's a place that wishes that there's Stroud's wishes they were like this place. It's called Loveless Cafe.
I've heard of that place.
Oh man, like inside and out, that place is. I'd say it's my favorite restaurant.
Where is that at?
It's in Nashville.
Okay, I've heard of it. Maybe on the Food Network or something. Maybe it's been somewhere.
I think it's been on there. They're famous for their biscuits, and they're not like thick biscuits. They're like soft, like really pillowy biscuits. And
okay.
Their homemade jams. And then they got like a window so you could see them like making all their biscuits and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And I forgot the number, but it was like a ridiculous number. But when you go in there, you feel like you're at grandma's house, and the way that the hospitality is just blows my mind. Like, my motto for Mother Clucker, I want to be the same hospitality I get when I walk into Loveless Cafe. and I'm really gonna hone that into us when we corporatize, because I feel like a lot of businesses, when they corporatize and people like talk shit on like McDonald's and Taco Bell, blah 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 blah, but they've got a really good system and it works. And
As far as consistency, or as
as
what?
far as consistency,
Right.
and you can take a little bit of that, and you can take a little bit from Chick-fil-A, and you could create something that is even better. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So I'm taking bits and pieces from everything that I've learned and researched, and I'm trying to put it together in my own system. I want to create something like, there's times where I've even gone to like raising cane. Like, honestly, I'm not a fan of Raising Cane's.
I haven't had it.
And people like
People say it's crack chicken.
people go through the roof for it, but I like their motto and I like what they do, and I like how they represent the brand. But I'm not a fan of the food. I know my chicken's way better. I'm not saying that to be cocky. It just
It is what it is.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they could do something, then I could do something. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. And there's not a Nashville hot chicken that is a franchise yet that is known like Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's, and I want to be the first person to do that. There are some franchises that are like in a couple states, but it's not like huge.
Okay. What's the biggest outside of KFC? I mean, they're obviously the king. Right?
Yeah, I would say.
How many herbs and spices do they use?
I would say Church's, Popeyes, and then
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, and then Raising Cane's.
Oh, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is huge.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is huge. But again,
I'm not a fan.
I would be open on Sundays.
Overpriced.
So and they I don't think they're overpriced for the quality that you're getting. But again, I know I could do a better quality.
Yeah.
But it's hard to scale like that and to keep really good quality. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, and that's what I'm going to execute and do.
Chicken. So you've done it all, and you decided chicken because you just fell in love with it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And I love barbecue too. I mean, I had a barbecue pop up that was also on the Food Network and Travel Channel and stuff like that, and I did it for a year in Santa Ana, California. And honestly, the only reason why I did it was because I missed Kansas City barbecue.
Oh, wow.
And I lived in California. I'm like, fuck, there's no good barbecue out here, so I'm gonna do my own barbecue, and it ended up doing really well. And I had intentions on bringing it back to Kansas City because I'm from Kansas City and it's Kansas City barbecue. And people are always looking for new barbecue in Kansas City. And if it's done really well, I know it'll do well. But then the pandemic hit, and my smoker's out in California in a storage unit right now.
Oh, jeez.
So I need to go.
This just came at a horrible time for you. Not that there would have been a good time for it.
No.
But
come back next week, COVID.
Yeah, right. What are like? I don't know. I don't know. You're doing okay through the pandemic, like you personally, like business wise and everything. You seem to be fine, but
yeah. Well, people were asking us how they could, if I could like make it personally for them and stuff like that, and I was like, fuck, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a family and stuff too, you know. So like, and I don't want to destroy my kitchen at my house. So.
Yeah.
My wife's making like homemade baby food and all this and that,
nice,
and I don't have the room for it. So I created these home kits. So none of my employees know my recipes, and I did it like that for a reason, because I planned on it being bigger than what it is. So I actually get my recipe made on a larger scale, and since I do that, I was able to create these home kits for people and write the cooking instructions.
Oh, cool.
And then I created a UR code, so you could click that and you could go to my YouTube channel and you can watch how to make the fried chicken.
Wow.
And we sold like 200 kits during the pandemic, not even trying to push it. I think I posted it like a couple times, and people were like, I really want your chicken, so please let me get this kit. So we did the kits now, and
genius.
I stopped doing the kits right when we started opening, because I was doing it. We were doing it ourselves with like packaging them and everything.
Okay.
And I want it to be part of the franchise, so I have the same people that make my recipe on a bulk scale, they're going to be putting them into like bottles and containers and packages, so we can start actually selling our kits more regularly.
And then people come to your YouTube. Wow, what a genius idea! I love that. It's like a HelloFresh, but
and I didn't think it was gonna be a big hit, and I just did it for a couple of people that were like really, they're like, dude, like
I gotta have it.
That's
crack chicken.
I'm gonna kill somebody and get cabin fever if I don't get this. And I was like, babe, let's try these kits out. And so we did it, and it worked out really well. And I think that's another plus for people that are looking for franchises to buy and be like, you can still make money on the side, not just people coming in, but packages going out the door too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a good selling point. For
what comes in the package
too. So it comes with, besides the instruction and the little video and all that, it comes with the breading, the dry breading, so your flour and mixture and whatnot, and then it comes with the seasonings, and then it comes with all the seasonings that you need for the sauces, and it comes with your heat levels, and all you need is eggs, bread if you want to make a sandwich, and oil to fry everything, and then obviously buy your own chicken.
Right.
And that's it.
How easy is it for just a regular dude, woman, whatever that average?
Yeah, average. I'd say they could execute it. A lot of people sent me like their pictures and their videos, and they're like, "How's this look?" They're like, "I still miss yours, but this is getting me by right now."
Nice. Dude, that's such a good idea.
Yeah,
I want one.
So it was cool to see people actually like making that chicken in their house and then posting it, and then like even people that followed us at Ember, which was Ember KC was the name of the barbecue spot.
Ooh, I like that name.
And there's a good little story behind that, but for the name Ember, but they're like, hey, you're doing these kits now. I'm not able to go to Kansas City, so I'd love to try it. And they were making it, and they're like, oh yeah,
sweet.
Like, dude, this shit's fire. And I was just like, dude, I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good thing. And then like I said, like when we scale out big, like it'll be cool because people, like, let's say you're going out of town or you're going somewhere on vacation, you could take one of those kits with you and, do like a family dinner with it, which is really cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
How many chickens, how much, what will one meal or one kit does, like
So
one person, one meal?
One kit does 4 to 6 people for the small kit, and the large kit does 8 to 10 people. And if you don't really like burn through the ingredients and you use it diligently, you can get a couple uses out of it, or it's pretty generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the recipe? Just dicking around one day?
Yeah.
And the concept and everything. What made you want to just do the chicken? I love it so much, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive into.
Yeah. I mean, because like I said, like after culinary school, like if you would have told me in culinary school, like I'm not going to be at like a prestigious like Michelin style restaurant the rest of my life, I would have said you're high. Like,
really?
That's what I want to do.
That's what you wanted.
And like watching like, James Beard Awards and, Michelin Awards and like all these Netflix stuff. Like I worked at a couple of them too.
Wow. Cool.
I mean, I've learned it and I've done it. And I did a lot of pop-ups in LA, like underground dinners and stuff like that, where I got to express a lot of that and did all the molecular and beautiful food stuff. And at the end of the day, it's cool, but I want something that really like brings it home, and the fried chicken brings it home.
Wow.
And the fact that Kansas City didn't have a Nashville hot chicken restaurant, I wanted to be the first one to do it. Not only did I want to be the first one to do it, but I wanted to be the first person to scale it into something bigger. So
you went from the Marines, you said?
Yes.
And then into culinary school?
I went from the Marines to the Rieger, which is downtown Kansas City. And I had never worked in a restaurant besides like I was working at what was it? DoubleTree. Because I was going to the JUCO culinary program, right out of
You've always been interested in cooking?
yeah.
Okay.
Right out of the Marines, and it was just like not the food I wanted to be doing. And I saw what the Rieger was doing. I went and applied, and they're like, usually we start people out like, from the bottom, but he put me actually as the fish and pasta cook. And I even after that, like going to culinary school and then working at Michelin restaurants, that's the most hardcore cooking I've ever done.
Wow.
And the fact it's from Kansas City and I could say that is amazing. And what I mean by that is, they do real cooking. Like I'd never broke down a rabbit before, and I was breaking down
cool.
rabbits. I was filleting fish, and like we get like a huge shipment of fish in, and I'm like, can someone show me how to do this?
Oh,
thing
wow,
up,
really?
and then I loved it, and I'd get there at like noon, and I wouldn't leave there till 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. and it was a good time. And then Howard, who's the chef there, one night we were talking, and he's like, it's like, you're in the Marines, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, why don't you go to the CIA where I graduated from? I was like, I don't know, like I'm going to JUCO.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but the CIA is way better. It's the most prestigious culinary school in the world. I was like, I guess I just never thought about leaving Kansas City like that. I just got back to Kansas City.
Where is it?
It's in New York. They got
Okay.
one in New York. They got one in California, and they got one in Singapore.
Oh, neat.
And it is one. It looks like Hogwarts when you get there. It's like huge. All this magical stuff's happening. But he wrote my LOI, and I took up his word, and I researched it, and I applied, and I got in, and then I graduated.
How long is that school?
So it's 2 years.
Okay.
But it's intense, and they don't let you miss, like, it's like the military. Like if you miss like a week in boot camp, they set you back. Like you got to start all over. It's the same thing at that school. If you miss a week or two, like they set you back. Like you can't miss it. Unfortunately, my wife even had to miss her grandpa's funeral because she would have had to start like this whole.
Oh, your wife's a chef as well?
Yeah, we met at that school.
Oh, cool. Look at that.
Yeah. So she would have had to, and it's sad, but she would have had to start over. That's how intense it is, because like when you get there, that they put you through like 2 weeks of like, if you're focusing on fish, you're focusing on fish. You're tasting caviars, you're learning the different shrimps, you're learning the different sizes, what comes in frozen, what comes in fresh, like just full on detail. You're breaking down big things of cod and salmon every day for those 2 weeks, and breaking down skate fish, which is like a weird looking fish with like scales on spikes on it that can fuck you up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it was a good experience. And then because I had already done because I had already done the Marines, and because I had already like partied in Kansas City growing up, and we all know how that goes.
Yeah.
I had already done the party scene, and I was a little older. So instead of partying with like the college kids on the weekends, I would take the train into the city, and I would work at one of the restaurants down in the city, one of the Michelin restaurants, every single weekend. As soon as class let out, I was on the train. I was working.
Damn.
And then I'd stay the night with the sommelier that worked there, and then I'd come back on the train in time for my class.
Whoa, dude, what a life. What a cool time that must have been. Was it fun?
It was fun.
You look back at it like that was awesome?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, you're just nonstop cooking on the brain, food on the brain.
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Yeah.
All kinds of good shit?
Yeah. Everywhere. I was eating everything. A lot of good places to eat in New York City. I really miss New York City. I wouldn't want to live there, but I miss the food scene. The food scene is incredible. You could get any type of food you want any time of the day there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you were willing to travel. And it was
you have to be there, right?
Yeah. And it was incredible. And working for those chefs, like I worked at Corton, which was on a Netflix series with Paul LeBron, and I learned a lot there, and I saw so much. And again, like that's like crazy artsy, like Michelin plated stuff, but I learned a lot there, and that taught me a lot of what I use today, and I apply that knowledge. Like, yeah, we're fast casual, but I take everything that I learned from all these prestigious places and I still put it. And that's why people are like, you don't have a lot on your menu. I'm like, that's because I'm really like dialing it in.
Okay. Oh, at say like one of these Michelin restaurants, what's like a average bill for like one meal? Like, and are you getting full? Because I saw you always see these small little plates. I'm like,
Yeah,
I would have to eat. Like, is this just like
yeah,
decadence? And you're not, you know what I mean? Like,
no, and it's funny, like, because my wife and I would. There are certain ones that
I need to
would
eat.
fill you up. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why, like, at the end of the day, and some of those chefs that own those restaurants, they have like a fast casual concept on the side that fuels that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we'd still be hungry. There's times I'd go eat like a 12-course meal, and then like my wife and I leave. I'm like, fuck, let's go get some ramen. That wasn't enough.
Right.
We just so $800 with all the fancy wine, this, that, and the other, and dessert, and then let's go smash a $12 bowl of ramen.
Wow. $800 for two people for a dinner.
Yeah,
Is it all that in the wine? So like a $400 bottle of wine.
I mean, it's cool. You're paying for the ambiance and the service. I mean, impeccable service. I mean, I recommend anybody before they die to go eat a couple Michelin restaurants, whether they're in the United States or outside the United States, because it is a cool experience, and they do go through a lot of detail. I mean,
can I go in and just have an appetizer and drop like $100 for that or something?
You can. I did that in school because I couldn't afford it.
Right.
And that's how I got that job there. We went to Corton for drinks and appetizers. I was like, oh, by the way, you guys taking anybody to work in the kitchen? They're like, oh, we're taking people all the time. I didn't get paid, and I just worked there just to learn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's legal?
Not technically. But I didn't care because I wanted to learn.
I know you don't. Yeah.
So I wanted to learn, and the military was paying for my school, so
the GI Bill.
The GI Bill. So I was like, I'll stick it out, whatever. If I told any of my employees that they're working for free, I'm sure they'd tell me to fuck off.
Yeah,
so.
Right. Oh, I didn't know the GI Bill would pay for culinary school.
Yeah, but
is it too old to go to culinary school for me? I'm 40.
No, you're not too old because there were older people at that school.
I like to cook.
Yeah, if you like to cook, like
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
2 years of just.
Yeah, it was nonstop, and it was quite the experience. I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm thankful that the military allowed me to do it. Because otherwise I wouldn't.
Oh fuck, you're right. I don't have a GI Bill.
I wouldn't have been able to
I did basic
it.
training and then dropped out. They're not going to pay for my schooling, and I probably can't afford the CIA.
The CIA is expensive. I think it's like $80,000 a year.
Chump change, buddy.
Yeah. But it was I'm really glad I got to do it, and the wine class is super intense.
Oh, you do that too? Why wouldn't you? Of course.
Yeah, you do that too. You do that towards the end.
You learn how to taste?
You learn how to taste.
Are you a sommelier?
I got the certification we got there, but I didn't go any further than that.
Not interested?
Not that I'm not interested. It's just like you really got to dedicate your life to that, and I got other things going on.
What was that the sommelier that you were staying with? What was that dude like? What's a sommelier like? What kind of person does that?
He was his name was Luis. He was from Texas.
Okay.
He knew his wines. Let's just say that. Sommeliers are like, it's like the beer world to us, like what hops is it? Like Nelson's hops, Galaxy hops, like, but they're like, oh, what vine with this? What year was the vine cut? Blah blah blah.
What region? And
what region? Old world, new world. Like, you can watch that Somm series on Netflix. pretty intense, and that gives you a good example of what they go through.
But what are they like outside of work in Somalia? Is that all that guy does? Like, is he a partier? Is he like
PBR and tacos? Let's go.
Really?
Yeah, that's how Luis was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they partiers, or are they kind of like snobby, stuck up? Like, I don't know, but I guess PBR and tacos. You're not stuck up and snobby. You're just
PBR, tacos, and cocaine. Let's go.
Well, that's like most kitchens, I imagine. They're cocaine and
that's no, they weren't snobby or stuck up at all, but they were at work. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
They played the part.
Yeah.
I couldn't play the part. If somebody,
that'd be hard to do.
I couldn't be a sommelier. So I guess that's why I never did it. I'm not a front of the house person. If somebody wants to argue about the food, I'll be like, "Oh, what culinary school did you go to? Get the fuck out of my face."
Okay. I've worked in. I was a front of the house guy. I was a waiter. I've served tables for quite a few years. And but I was always more interested in the back of the house, but I just thought I could make more money at the front of the house.
Yeah, and that's I started out as a server assistant. They called us essays at Ruth Chris Steakhouse on the Plaza when I was younger.
That's cool.
I worked there as a essay, and then I worked at the Great Wolf Lodge as a server. But again, like how you were saying, you were more interested in the back of the house, and so was I.
Mm-hmm.
I always go back there, hear the pots and pans clinging around. I've always cooked for myself. I've always been an ambition for cooking. So I ended up working in the back of the house, and then ever since then, I've just been sticking with it. And when I was in the Marines, like, I'd always go to like late night izakaya restaurants in Japan. And what an izakaya restaurant is it's a Japanese restaurant, and they basically, it's like a gastropub, but like Japanese style. So like sushi, fried rice, all the above. They even got like gourmet pizzas and etc.
Oh, they got pizza in Japan, like yeah. Is it good?
It was really good. And we'd go there and drink sake till like 4 a.m. and just be stuffing our faces, and it was a great time. So I've just always loved food. I grew up in a children's home in Paragould, Arkansas, and I'd cook for myself. Like if I was with certain people that I didn't like, I had one parent group that cooked really good Southern food, and that's what I was talking about earlier. But then others would like serve trash. So like I started watching like Bobby Flay and Gianna and all of them, and people talk shit on like the Food Network people, but I'm like, you're just hating. They're making so much money and they're cooking, and you're hating on them.
I was gonna ask, what do you think about like those cooking shows? Because I grew up, I loved Emerald. Yeah, like I watched Emerald when I was in high school.
Yeah, I do too, and I mean, they put the groundwork in, and they've inspired a lot of people. And
they are easy to hate on. Yeah,
they are easy to hate, and it's because they're making all that money, and you can say they sold out this or that or the other, but at the end of the day, they're still cooks.
Everybody, they're all hated on by, like, there's not, the only one that's not hated on by anybody was Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, like
everybody loved that dude. Yeah. But yeah, all the other ones, you always hear people talking shit on that other one.
They're like, fuck Guy Fieri, and I'm like,
I'm like, I used to kind of be like that, but he actually seemed,
Food Network wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him, and he's one of the main producers for almost all their shows.
Really, they wouldn't exist without him?
I don't think so. I think he's a big impact with Food Network.
He's fine. I used to not like him, but then I heard him on a couple podcasts. I was like, all right, I get it. He seems like a good dude.
He's a cool dude.
You just hear those rumors that he's kind of like a dick.
He's a character, and that's another thing. Like when people are like, "Oh, I don't watch Food Network," I'm like, yeah, I get it. There's all these politics involved in it, but they're actors that can cook. That's what you got.
Beautifully said.
You got to be able to be in front of a camera, and you got to be able to. I'm not an actor, so I would be more.
You don't think you could have a show?
I mean, if I did, it'd be more like a Vice show or something like that, like very raw. Like, I really don't. I don't want you putting makeup on me.
We got a YouTube video of you making your thing. Is that pretty good?
It's not bad. I don't have all the proper equipment for it. I just did it on my phone and a tripod. So like,
What more do you need?
Yeah, an iMovie. That's how I do all my YouTube stuff. So like, I don't put a lot of money into it, but if I did, I could probably do it a little better. But I would be more like a Vice show. Like, I'd want it to be like raw, unedited. Watch it on the internet or something like that. It doesn't need to be on main TV. I don't need you blushing me up. See, Food Network guys, they gotta go through all that. They get blushed up and all that stuff, like the Hollywood people. So I wouldn't want any of that. I would want it to be very raw.
Who was your favorite? Who's your favorite celebrity chef?
My favorite celebrity chef,
Paula Deen?
No, I do like Paula Deen, but she's not my
maybe
favorite.
Not her, but maybe like, I guess I should say who's your favorite, but then like who's got your favorite recipes, or like like makes your favorite. Who's got the best? Who don't know? Who's the best personality, and who's like the best? Like, I want their food the most. Like, whose food would you want to eat the most of the celebrities?
Like Food Network celebrities.
Any. One that we would know, not some like.
Yeah, not
speakeasy. Only speakeasy people would know this guy. You know.
Yeah, because I'd say Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, he's dead.
I would, but I think all of them are good cooks. Bobby Flay, like, people hate on him too, and his restaurant got a bad review, but dude, that guy's killing it. And I grew up
Iron Chef.
Yeah, and he was a stud. That dude was a stud. If you watch his Iron Chefs like early on,
he was a badass.
That dude could fucking cook.
Yeah.
So like, you can hate on him.
You can't
all
fake
you
that.
want.
You can't fake that Iron Chef stuff.
And who cares if he just talks now and does game shows and stuff like that? He's made it. He's done it. He's put in the groundwork. Let him do it. So
I won't hate on him.
Yeah, and I would say I grew up watching a lot of his stuff. He inspired me to cook.
Wow.
And I would try a lot of his recipes when I was younger. So I would say him.
Nice. Have you ever met him?
No. And then I like some of like the flashier stuff later on, like Michael Vittaggio or the Vittaggio brothers. He was a Top Chef winner and stuff like that. He just did like crazy out there stuff, like in your face, don't care, this is what it is, you either like it or you don't. In LA, he did some pretty cool stuff. He had a restaurant called Ink that I really liked. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore.
That's what happens to so many restaurants, right? It's like the hardest business to get into.
It is. And what I've learned is, like, when you try to go fancy, it makes everything tougher to stay afloat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
everything's more pricier, right?
And you got more employees.
Less of a clientele, probably too.
Yeah. So I'm sticking with the fried chicken and the franchising, and like I said, like, I've developed a really good recipe, and it's here to stay.
You're my second chef I've had on, actually. I don't know if the other guy would be called a chef, but I think he won best chef in the pitch for whatever the hell that fucking means.
Who was it?
Pirate Bones Burger. Zaid. Chef Zaid.
Oh, I haven't met him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I figured you might.
No, I don't know him.
Okay.
I know a lot of chefs in Kansas City, but I haven't.
He's in the Crossroads. Are you familiar with his? It's called Pirate's Bone Burgers or Pirate Bones Burger. Gosh darn it. I think it's Pirate's Bone Burger, and it's vegan.
Oh, okay.
It's all vegan.
I'll have to check it out.
He's got a pretty crazy story.
Yeah.
Too, about like, he was like damn near homeless while he was building his restaurant.
Yeah.
Pretty wild story.
That's cool. But there's a lot of hidden gems in Kansas City too, like Chef Tony, who does these barista tacos. I've posted them on my Instagram a couple times.
Oh, your Instagram. Yeah, you got an amazing Instagram.
His tacos are hands down the best in Kansas City.
Where do you get those?
You drive up to his house. Like, he makes them you put
Well, you just drive to his house and get these tacos?
Yeah.
At certain times, like, obviously?
You pre-order Monday for Tuesday, or you pre-order Wednesday for Thursday, and he sells out every time. And they are the best tacos in Kansas City, hands down. Like,
really?
Yeah, if I could afford to hook this guy up with like a food truck, I would, because his stuff is freaking amazing.
Where is he?
He's on the Kansas side.
How do you get information?
So he's right down the street from the Go Chicken Go on KCK.
Oh, I love Go Chicken Go.
Yeah. So instead of going to Go Chicken Go, just
give this dude some money.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you find out about him? Like, how can people? Does he want people, or is this another speakeasy thing? Well, you have to kind of know. Like,
no, you can.
Does he have like a Instagram or something?
Yeah, he's on Instagram and Facebook. He's on my Instagram. You can find him on mine.
Okay.
And I posted his tacos. Just look up like Chef Tony. I'll show it to you on the break, but his stuff is really, really good. He does Cali street food, and living in California, I miss the street food, so this is like the best thing. It's better than California street food, in my opinion. He's really doing a good job with it. And it's like, and even though it's coming from like a home, like he still like wears a chef coat, like really nice. Like he takes it seriously. And
that's so beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
That is so cool.
Like, so if I was to have a cooking show, it would be going to people like him and highlighting what they do, and going to some other people I know in the city that do that. There's a couple other ones. Chef Hef,
dude,
he does the same thing.
Dude, like, if you don't, I will.
Well, we could collab on it.
All right, let's collab.
I'm serious, because it's like
that would be dope.
It's just like doing underground rap. There's underground food scenes, and I know all of them. And there's
probably more underground rappers.
Yeah.
In Kansas City.
Yeah.
Promise you there are.
No, but I'm just
there's too many.
I'm just saying it's like that. Like, I know a lot of underground food scene places, and not just in Kansas City, but outside Kansas City. Because there's people, I mean,
that's the thing with you chefs and you kitchen people. You guys all know about these cool secret little spots. You know where to eat, you know where to drink, you know where to party. That's why I wanted to be in the back of the house. Like, front of the house kind of knows that stuff, because usually some of the servers are sleeping with some of the cooks or something.
Yeah. Who has the best drugs?
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, that's you guys. You know all those spots. That's, yeah. Let's. You want to take a break real quick, and then we'll come back.
All right.
Let's pause this bad boy, Charlie.
All right.
Here we go. We're live again. Welcome back. That's insane, because when I was collecting cards as a kid, I'm 40. When I was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, all that, like, I was balls deep into, like, all my money went, as soon as I got a dollar bill, I hopped on my bike, I rode down to the card store, which was really a pretty far bike ride. Now that I think about it, I can't believe my mom let me do that. It was the 80s. It was a different time. And I'd buy a pack of cards or a card or whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
But now those cards aren't worth anything. And you're saying right now these card collectors are just balling.
Yeah, it's nuts. I couldn't believe it. And, like, again, like, you can't have all your eggs in one basket. So, I'm doing, the franchising thing and Mother Clucker. But at the same time, like, we took a hit with COVID. So you got to have a side hustle. So that's the side hustle I'm choosing.
Baseball cards.
Yeah. So
and it's legit though.
It's legit. You can't go to jail for it, And it's big money. It's like drug dealer money, and it's cool. And you're still hustling. Like, when you look at your phone and you see you just did an eBay sale, you're like, damn, that feels good.
I need money, man. I mean, you see where I live.
There's nothing.
Don't let the studio fool you, folks. It's all TV magic. It's the nicest stuff I own.
I love this setup. It's sweet.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Beautiful
it.
thing. I love it.
Thank you.
But you gotta, like, so when the pandemic happened, Amazon skyrocketed. Takeout skyrocketed. We weren't able to do takeout because we don't own the building.
Did you have to still pay rent?
So no, they didn't charge us until just recently, which is nice.
I would have been pissed if they did.
Yeah.
Charge you if they close it down?
Yeah. They They pretty much shut the whole place down, so
Mhm.
they were doing bare minimum, and they own the building too. I'm assuming if they didn't own the building, we probably would have had to still pay rent. But a lot of landlords were working with people. I know that the owner of Providence Pizza, which is one of my favorite pizzas in Kansas City.
Is that the one in
It's
Parlor?
It's one in Parlor, but
That's the Detroit style pizza.
yeah, in New York, and he has the original location in Grandview. He told me that
Oh wow.
his landlord told him, just worry about your family and your
That's cool.
business.
That's awesome.
Don't even worry about paying me rent. And he continued serving pizzas during the pandemic, which was really cool.
It is your favorite pizza in Kansas City?
It is, and
Okay.
and second would be Emos. People hate on Emos, but
I don't know if I've had Emos. Where's that out of?
so there's only one location in Kansas City. It's in Olathe.
Oh, okay.
But it's it's in Overland Park. It's like Overland Park Olathe border. I'm not sure.
Okay, sure.
It's in Kansas.
Okay, I don't know Emos.
But it's St. Louis style pizza, and they use a Provel cheese, which is like provolone, Swiss, and cheddar.
Okay.
And it's very good. And I really love Provel cheese. I think they use it at Joe's for their Z-Man sandwich, and I think they used it
that's so good.
I think they use it at no, I think they use provolone at Joe's, but then at Slaps they use Provel cheese for one of their sandwiches too. I make macaroni and cheese with Provel cheese. I'm assuming it's very processed, but it's a very good cheese. And I'm just gonna be real. That is, it's a delicious cheese.
Okay.
I don't care if
I
it's
believe you.
processed.
You're a Michelin chef. I believe anything you say about food. So before we went into break, we kind of talk about like these underground places around Kansas City.
Yes.
Underground chefs or whatever. Yeah. What are some that you could shout out, like for people to kind of look at, maybe follow, like check their Instagram out or something if they're wanting to find these new spots?
Chef Tony Gordon, he's the real Chef Tony.
THA, the real Chef Tony.
Yep. There's Chef Jawan. He does a lot of cool stuff. There's Chef Leroy. There's Chef Hef.
What kind of places do we have? Like, what are these little, like, what do you, what am I going to expect? You just pull up and honk your horn, knock on it, like, text them, hey, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, and you can meet them places.
You can meet them places?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Chef Hef delivers by like 31st and Linwood a lot. There's also Chef Guru.
What kind of food are we talking about with all these different chefs?
They do all different things. I mean, Tony does all the tacos and California street food. Does it very well. I mean, hands down the best tacos in Kansas City, and it's not even coming from a location. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and every time I eat his food, it's just it just blows my mind. It's just so good. It's so flavorful. He does it the right way. And you can tell he puts a lot of passion and love into it. Chef Jawan, he does a lot of like stuff for the Chiefs players. So they order a lot of food like to go from him and stuff. He'll make them like bulk meats and lobster and stuff like that. He'll come to your crib and cook for you and stuff.
Oh dang!
Yeah. So we'll.
Oh wow! Whoa, what's that like? Will you do that? You don't do that, do you?
I mean, I can do it,
but you don't. That's not a thing for you. That's what you were saying earlier. You don't have time for that.
Yeah, it's not.
But there are some people.
There are people.
There are people. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not single, and I have 2 kids, and I'm married, and you know, my wife will. I'm already gone enough, so
that's a good side hustle.
Yeah,
that would be a good side hustle, right?
It is a good side hustle.
What are you paying for? Like, what's a average? Like, you know, what do you get with one of these guys?
I don't know what they're charging and whatnot. But they, I know they do a really good job. Their Instagrams are popping. Their food's good.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, and they, you know what's amazing about what they're doing? They're doing what they love.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
And they're not giving a fuck about what anybody says. Like, why do I need a restaurant when people can just come to me, you know? Like,
I'll come to your house and
yeah, and it's a beautiful thing, and
what a cool idea.
And it's getting rid of a lot of the politics, and I really like that.
What do you mean?
Because there's just a lot of politics, like with landlords, this, that, or that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Like, what kind of political? Like, what do you mean?
No, like with like health, like the health companies and stuff like that. Like, you know, you gotta have inspections of the building, fire,
government,
escape,
government type stuff. I got you. Yeah.
And they're just saying, fuck all that.
I love that.
I have a passion for cooking. I'm going to cook. And if people want this food, they're going to come get it. It's a beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. Cool.
And I wish more people were doing that. And there's, like I said, there's a lot in Kansas City that do that. And I know a lot of them. Chef JJ's another one of them.
You're really blowing my mind today. Like, I've been in the restaurant industry. Like, I was a server for many years. Like, but I never thought outside the box. I was just a lazy guy. That's why I don't have a shitload of money now. I just don't think like that. Like, what great way to, like, I could, starting off your own, like, I'm going to come to you and cook at your house. You're going to pay me this. I'm going to make a badass meal. Like, how cool of a date would that be?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of baller move is that? If there's, like, a girl you like, and, you know, you're like, I'm gonna hire a chef to come to my house.
Yeah.
And he's going to cook us, like, this badass dinner for just you and me. And that's, like, a baller move.
Yeah. And, like, a lot of these guys I mentioned, like I said, a lot of the Chiefs players use them because they don't like to go out and stuff like that and be in public and all that because people bug them because they're jackasses. Like, when I see them, let them be, you know?
Right.
Like, they should be able to walk around like anybody else. So a lot of them do order a lot of these private chefs and stuff like that. And I did the private chef thing when I was in California for a little bit.
Oh, cool. What would you do?
I'd
show up with a bag full of whatever?
Go cook for rich people and do dinner parties for them and stuff like that. Like a guy that owned a winery, I did a bunch of stuff for him.
Were you single or married at the time?
I was dating.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I was dating.
Dating your wife, I was
dating my wife.
All right, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I bet it was a good time.
But I worked so much, and like when I worked in LA, I lived in Corona, which was like an hour and a half drive to get to LA. And so I'd leave at like 11, and then
would you not work in Corona?
No, I was working at like a really nice place in LA.
Okay.
And I wanted to because I wanted it on my resume and I wanted to learn. And I was working at a Southeast Asian spot called Luxon. I learned a lot there. The chef there taught me tremendous amounts of systematic things that I use today. He was very rough on me. I'd say if any chef was trying to be that rough with today's age,
canceled.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any employees. But I like that, and I have thick skin, and I was in the Marines anyway.
Right.
Grew up in children's homes, so like it wasn't a big deal to me. And you know what they always say: if they don't pick on you, they don't like you. So I got picked on a lot, and it's because he liked me.
That's my motto.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't handle it these days.
They can't.
I've lost a lot of people who I thought were, you know, kind of friends.
I was coaching.
Picked on.
I'm tough on my kid, and like, cause I coach flag football.
That's fun. I did that once. Oh, that's a blast. That's a blast.
It is. And one of these kids like forgot to play, and I was like, "Why'd you forget to play?" And he started crying. I was like, I felt like Tom Hanks when he's yelling at my Thomas. There's no crying in football.
Yeah, what age?
Like 9 and 10-year-olds. But like, when I played tackle football when I was 10, and I was getting hit over the head with a clipboard. So I don't know what.
Yeah.
But if I was to do that these days, I'd probably be getting taken away in cuffs.
It's a softer world, man.
It's a softer
world. There's a lot of softies out there.
There's like, so there's one kid he was there like the first practice. That's another thing. Like, if you miss something when you're younger, like when I signed up for sports, like even if it was my parents' fault that I was late, I'd be running laps.
Oh yeah.
This, that, or the other. Sorry about that.
Very good.
And
Sound like we were in a submarine for a minute.
there was some of these parents, like, they'd show up for the first practice with their kids, and then like I wouldn't see them until like the last game of the season, and they're like, "Oh, just so you know, like my kid only played like 5 minutes," and I was like, "Just so you know, he didn't know any of the plays." So, I mean, it's a reality. Like, I get it. Like, you're supposed to be out there having fun, but you also took a lot away from your kid by not having him at any of these practices. And then I'd show up to practice, and I'd have like 4 kids, and I'm like, we can't even go over plays right now.
Yeah, split catch.
Yeah, it's just it's blowing my mind. A lot's changed. So I'm hoping all this stuff turns around soon.
Yeah, maybe COVID will make us harder.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I
so.
doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't know. Oh shit, this is a strange time we're living in. Derrick.
It is. But what were we talking about again with like the chefs that I was talking about? And
Yeah, let's go back to the underground chefs.
like what you're saying with this guy with
Atco Fishing.
Yeah, Atco Fishing.
Shout out to Jason Atkins.
This has opened up an outlet to good things and bad things. And this is what I consider one of the good things. And like those chefs that I'm talking about, that's one of the good things. And I don't think people need necessarily storefronts anymore. They don't. Like,
is that what COVID is showing? Is that like a big lesson? I think a lot of us are starting to learn.
I think it is. And I think that we can stick it back to the man by just doing our own thing on our own without relying on commercialized systems. So like, if let's say somebody sells,
as you open a franchise, you're saying this.
Yeah, but I'm taking all that into consideration.
No, I know.
And I'm putting systems.
Well, they're not going to disappear, and if you can capitalize and have a badass product, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it is teaching us that.
But I did that too when I started out, and that's why I really admire these guys, because before I told you I had the Kansas City barbecue spot in California, but that started out as me on the side. Besides working in LA, like somebody would order a brisket from me for the weekend, and I would go and buy a brisket and make it for them, deliver it to their house and whatnot. And that accumulated into like tons and tons of orders, where I finally quit my job in LA. And I was like, I think I got enough customers now that I can open up at least a pop-up. So we tried it, and that led to bigger and better things. We were doing like country concerts and stuff like that in Huntington Beach. That's where I met a really good buddy of mine. His name's Nick. He does this thing called Coastal Country Jam down in Huntington Beach. He's from Kansas City too.
Nice.
And he just moved here recently, and he's planning on bringing similar stuff out here.
Okay.
I can't talk too much about it, but it's in the works. So that's exciting.
Well, if he wants to come on when he gets stuff set up and going,
yeah, definitely.
Set it up, man.
Yeah, but that's some exciting stuff. And he does like a lot of the hip hop concerts out there. But he found us on Instagram and invited us to do like a country concert, and the money was really, really good. So on top of doing like the pop up, we were doing like country concerts, and then started doing catering. We started doing big caterings. And it just went from there. So I started out selling out of my house. So I really appreciate when I see that. And I also started out doing underground dinners in people's lofts and stuff in like downtown Los Angeles. So when you asked like would I do that, I've already done it.
Yeah.
I've already done the private chef thing.
Okay.
I've already done the underground dinners. What these guys are doing now, I did when I was their age.
Okay.
So I really love what they're doing, and I love seeing it in Kansas City because no one was doing it in Kansas City when I was in Kansas City. But now that it's being done, I'm like, this is awesome. So I'm actually gonna meet with all these guys here when everything settles down, like we've already chatted, and we're planning a big underground dinner project. where we're gonna collab, and we're gonna do like tickets, and you can come and eat like a course from each of us.
Oh, wow.
And it's gonna be no rules. It's gonna be like no snootiness. It's gonna be like whatever food we want. It doesn't even have to make sense.
Do you have your meal in mind?
I do, and I have ideas in mind, and when we talk over the details, I can shoot you some more info over about it. But a couple of them are traveling right now, and when they all get back, we're all gonna collab and think of something to do. So we're hoping by maybe September, maybe early October, if everything permits, we can get stuff cracking.
Nice.
And it'll be probably in Westport.
That's beautiful. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Damn.
So we'll probably maybe try to do some brunches and stuff as well. So
I love food.
yeah,
I love
food and drink.
like I said, since the pandemic, since Kansas City opened back up, I've been going out every single weekend because I think it is important to support these. And I've been hopping. I've support just and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying there's so many badass places.
Right.
And I'm almost embarrassed to say this. I've had drinks at this establishment for 20 plus years, but last weekend was the first weekend I had food at the Quaff.
Oh, okay. I've never had food there. But
Oh my gosh!
I've when I was my younger
Phenomenal.
days, stumbling out the front door of that place.
Right, right. Me too.
Yeah, I do have a buddy that works there though, so I'll have to try the food.
Oh, so good. They had like
Yeah.
just these potato things that were amazing.
Yeah.
Like a steak sandwich, but it was made with like steak.
Yeah.
They sliced it, and
Oh,
and
nice.
I added mushrooms on it, and au jus,
Oh,
and then their fish and chips was phenomenal.
sounds good. I love good fish and chips.
I do too.
The batter's got to be still crunchy when you dip it in the malt vinegar.
You know who had badass fish and chips?
So,
That place in Parlet's gone now. That Norwegian place. What were they called? They were right next to you guys. They were right next to Carbone.
Krokstone?
Yeah.
They had
No.
fish and chips?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they had fish and
They
chips.
had it. It was like every now and then, I think.
Oh.
Like here's their special. They had a fish and chip special, and it was
Oh.
so good.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I don't remember the fish and chips, but I love a good fish and chips.
Yeah, so Quaff's got good ones. Yeah, what are some good? Okay, other than like the underground places.
So,
I had no idea I mean, I knew there was a good food scene here.
it's better than people think, and like that's what you're talking about earlier. I think it would be cool if somebody really unlocked it and really,
I think so.
really showed it, and not necessarily like news media, but like something like this. It would be really, really cool.
Just incorporated with maybe some video out in the field or with them or something.
Yeah,
there could definitely be.
That's what I'm saying.
There could definitely be something dope
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with like, you could just do a whole underground thing, like underground, like crafts and T-shirts to music.
I mean, that's basically my
tie it in.
podcast is all
Yeah.
underground Kansas
Yeah.
City people doing shit.
Yeah, tie it in.
Like I've got comics, rappers. Right here, Spread Love T-shirt. He's a local dude.
Yeah.
He's got a badass. His message is just spread love, and that's
That's
all
awesome.
He's got masks, headbands, pants.
Love
I
it.
think everything. And he's a local guy, like the fishing guy. Like
Yeah.
there's definitely something cooler there. But my issue is I would just need someone to help market that show.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. You
Yeah.
know, I just know how to podcast. Like I got ideas, but
Have you been to Kitty Cafe? They're pretty good. They're my favorite
no,
pork tenderloin in Kansas City.
love pork tenderloins.
So I don't remember where the location is off the top of my head. I think it's like 31st or 32nd area.
Okay,
Towards downtown.
right.
And they have a good fried catfish sandwich as well.
Ooh,
And it's cash only when you go there. It's
just like the speakeasies.
Just like the speakeasies. It's a good spot. My wife and I went to a nicer restaurant the other day for a special occasion. We haven't really been out since we just had a baby recently, and we really haven't been out since.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
First?
No, it's my second.
Okay.
It's her first.
Okay.
Yeah, and we haven't really had time to go out between
Right.
moving to here and working.
But that's
and
exciting. Your
whatnot.
first time out is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's like a big deal for a new parent, you know?
Yeah. So we finally went out, like got a babysitter and went out, and we went to a fair. They're a German restaurant in the Crossroads, and I saw it when I worked at the Rieger, but I never went there. So it's been there a long time, and their food's really, really good. I got venison, bacon wrapped venison when I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was,
Nice.
It was really good. I'm a big, you being a beer guy, I'm a big Helles fan. So
Okay.
I love Helles beers. I love like
They're fine. I don't love them. They're all right.
I just love like the raw like wheat taste.
Yeah, I don't
it.
like wheat.
Yeah.
They don't taste like anything to me. I'll take like a raspberry half
Yeah.
just because I needed some flavor.
Yeah.
And they don't have enough alcohol either.
Yeah.
They're like 4% or something usually.
I think this is like 5.8%. That's cool.
Oh, that's a
for
good
me.
one.
Yeah. I really like the Helles clear beers. So that they have those there. You can get like the big Stein ones that are like this big, which are cool. I like Antler Room's a good spot. Nick, who was my sous chef when I worked at the Rieger, he owns the Antler Room. He actually went out to one of the top restaurants in the world and did like a 8-month stage there where he like worked for free or whatnot at Noma in Copenhagen, and he learned a lot there and brought that back, and he's doing amazing things at the Antler Room.
I've heard of that place.
Yeah, it's really good. And then they're
Why is it called the Antler Room? Does he have antlers everywhere inside?
they're not everywhere. He's got
With some?
Yeah, he's got one set of antlers in there.
Right.
I think I asked him why. I forgot why he said it. I think it had something to do with the building.
Okay.
And then the Rieger has really good food. Extra virgin.
Oh yeah, I might be going. Yeah, I've been there recently. They have a good happy hour.
That's what I was gonna say. Their happy hours are good. Their duck tongue tacos are absolutely out of this world, and their sea urchin pasta, squid ink pasta is really good.
Okay.
I go there and for happy hour, and I get the squid ink sea urchin pasta and the duck tongue tacos.
Okay,
every
nice.
time.
Nice.
And it fills me up, and it's not crazy expensive. You can have a good glass of Boulevard Pale Ale and that, and it's good to go. Where else do I go? Providence Pizza, Emo's Pizza, Bowling's is good. I like Bowling's.
The River Market.
Well,
Plaza.
any other locations, yeah,
Okay.
really good. For barbecue, I like LC's a lot. Joe's KC. I just don't like going to Joe's and waiting in that line.
There's certain times you can go where it's dead.
Yeah, so I try to go when it's dead, but you never know. Well, with COVID now, it's a little easier, but their out-of-town crowd is just crazy.
Yeah, don't go on the weekends. Don't go at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock,
No.
whatever.
The po' boys that Mudbug was doing at Parlor was really good too. I really enjoyed that. He has a restaurant too. I think it's in North KC.
I had their red beans and rice.
Did you like it? It was pretty good.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I was a military brat. You're probably wondering, how does this guy lived all these places? I lived in Louisiana for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
You get spoiled down there.
Yeah.
You know, you get the real authentic red beans and rice.
Yeah, you got the authentic.
Yeah, so I try up here and it just doesn't compare.
I get it.
And it's good, but it wasn't like there wasn't enough. Like,
that's like other people trying to do our barbecue outside of here, and I'm like, it's not Kansas City barbecue. And
that was all I had because again, that's at Parlor. They got all those restaurants.
Yeah.
And you just, I'm not good at making decisions. Like, so I have to walk around a couple times to figure out what I'm feeling. What do I want tonight?
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm like, I'll get something here and here and here. And so I just had the red beans and rice there. I didn't try anything else.
Oh, okay.
But the po' boy sounds good. I love a good po' boy.
Yeah, a good po' boy is good. What else do I like? Cravino's is good.
Italian. What's a good Italian?
Italian. I don't really. I mean, I guess Lydia's. I like their trio pasta. You pay $30 and it's all you can eat pasta, and they always have 3 pastas you can choose from. You can get a mix and match. That's actually a really good deal. If you go in there super hungry and don't eat all day, pay $30 and you can get all that homemade pasta. I think my wife's trying to figure out.
Do you need to get out of here? You've been here for a minute.
No. She just wants to make sure that like I'm not like she's
but
like
you're alive.
Yeah, she's like worried somebody slit my throat.
Do you want to take a picture real quick of you with like a shotgun to your head or something?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just freak her the fuck out. We could do that. Tie you up with like some rope around. I don't think I have any rope, to be honest with you.
Let me send her a picture of like what we're doing here.
I wish I had like a shovel.
Yeah, she's.
Or did you send a picture or video?
No, this is like a real podcast. Like I've done like a couple podcasts where I'm still like just talking on the phone. And it's like a 5-minute thing. Okay. But I love this. This is like what's the guy's name that I listen to? His podcast. He's a bodybuilder. What's his name? Anyway, his podcast is great. I got it on my phone. I'll show it to you at break. But like, I love his podcast. He has bourbon on there. He has his own like clothing company he started, and I love the way that he talks about everything. Like he opened up a gym, and how we were talking about with the parents and sports and stuff. And he's like, I opened up a gym. Like my daughter takes gymnastics real seriously, so my wife and I opened up this gymnastics gym, and we got a great program. And I got like this really good coach here.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, every season when the parents come in, I give them the same speech. And he's like, I'm not here for whoever's daughter and what drama and whoever is doing what and who's doing who. We're here to focus on one thing, and that's fucking gymnastics.
Gymnastics, baby. We're flipping.
And if you don't like what I'm saying, or you don't like the fucking program, and if you don't take it seriously, and if you don't bring your kids here on time, you can get the fuck out.
And he probably drums up a lot of business that way.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably scares a lot of scared Johnson County soccer mom type people. But
and he,
I fire shots at Johnson County all the time.
He has this saying, like, he's like, you know how girls are always like, oh, it's a good hair day. Oh, it's a good tit day. He's like,
ladies.
He's like, why can't we have a good dick day?
Yeah, we do. We just don't talk about it, right? I love when I have a good dick day. That is a thing, isn't it? I've never thought about it now, but there are days you're like,
yeah,
what's up? Let me get that camera.
Yeah. He's like, I woke up today, and he's like, it's a good dick day. Yeah. So the day's gonna go really well today. Yeah.
I'm making breakfast naked today.
Yeah, that's his motto. Look good naked.
Yeah, hell yeah. Should be everybody's motto.
Yeah,
I think it should be everybody's motto.
Yeah, coffee and cardio is a big thing with him.
Yeah.
I can't drink a lot of coffee and do.
I love coffee and cardio.
I love coffee. What's your favorite coffee in Kansas City?
Probably Messenger.
Messenger's good. I'm really good friends with Bo, but before I met him, I was a huge fan of Dalmaeus.
Yeah, I haven't had theirs yet. I know they're
Dalmaeus.
Everybody talks about good about. You know what? I will say there is a place that is my favorite, but I will not mention them.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
There is a place that I think has the best coffee in Kansas City, and I will not mention them.
Because
he owes me money.
Oh, okay.
He stole money he stole from me.
Oh, okay.
Like literally stole money from me.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
I'm not gonna shout his business out. I'd love to. It's fucking phenomenal coffee. And it sucks that he did that to me, because now I can't even go in and enjoy it now. I can't go in there and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I know you stole this amount of money from me, but here's more money I'm going to pay you for coffee. I guess I could be like, hey, give me free coffee until your debt. Oh, I never thought about that. I should be like, hey, you owe, just give me coffee until we're squared up.
That's fair.
That's fair. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But he still knows he owes me. He knows he didn't pay me.
That's funny.
Yeah. Huh. I might do that. Yeah, I wish. Anyways, I don't even know if, yeah.
If it's the best coffee in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because Messenger's good, too.
Yeah, Messenger's good. I like their...
Blip.
Yeah. And I like...
Blip's good.
I like Messenger's pastry program, where you can see them making all the pastries and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
And their coffee.
And their coffee's good.
I have 2 kids. One just turned 7, and one's about to be 4. And the 4-year-old doesn't go to school yet, but obviously the other one does.
Yeah.
And so pre-COVID, I would take, when I have her on my Fridays when I don't work, I would take my daughter down to Messenger every Friday, and we'd go up there and just have our little date. And
yeah.
A lot of times they'll be making the coffee, and it's
Yeah.
fun watching. Like, kids get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to get a kick. That's another place to take out of town folks.
Yeah.
Is Messenger on it when
Yeah.
it's good spot.
Yeah, I think so too. Have you been to the Monarch Bar?
No.
It's down on the outside of the plaza. It's a really good spot too.
I don't make it down to the plaza too often.
Oh, okay. It's a good little spot, like to take a date or something like that.
Okay.
I really like that. Their cocktails are good. Brock Schulte, he worked at the Rieger and Manifesto and stuff like that. He's part owner there, and he does a really good job with the bar program down there.
So we got some good food spots that you recommend. How about some good drinking spots?
Good drinking spots.
You're mainly a bourbon guy, but you still know cocktails.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than like these speakeasies.
Yeah.
Like like normal like people like people who aren't cool. Where should they go? What are good spots for the uncool, the unhip?
Parlor serves really good drinks.
Yeah, I love their old fashioned.
Yeah, they got a good program.
Yeah, they do. Depends on they have a couple bartenders I've had
issues with.
Not issues, but yeah, they're not like the best bartender.
Yeah, the ones that are just there for their 9 to 5 or whatever.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've had employees like that too. I've had people where they've told me like, the person last week was better than this person, and I take all that into consideration and fix it. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's like
that's the inconsistency. That's the human element.
It is,
if you will.
Like there's this badass bartender at this, again, a speakeasy. This one is dope in Los Angeles, down in Hollywood, called No Vacancy, and it's in an old hotel looking place. And you go in and you go up these stairs and you go in a bedroom, and there's a girl laying on a bed, and she's laying on the bed, and she says, there's one rule. She's like, you don't go out the same way you came. And then the bed splits in half, and then you go down these stairs, and then you're in what looks like the outside, but you're in the inside. And then when you go outside, it looks like you're inside.
What?
Yeah.
And there's probably nowhere you can find pictures of this, is it? Can you?
Yeah, you can look online.
Oh, really?
The Houston brothers are the owners of it, and they're 2 twins, and they're architects.
That is amazing.
And they do like these crazy ballin' speakeasies. This one, No Vacancy, is just, it's a brothel theme, so it's pretty cool. And then they do like burlesque and tightrope walking.
Oh, cool!
All that cool stuff.
Man.
But what I was gonna say was, there was a bartender there that was smoking it one day, and I took a bunch of friends there, and I like specifically requested him. And, like, he was stumbling all over the place and, like, trying to smell, like, to figure out what alcohol it was. And those drinks just tasted like
At
shit.
that place?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
And I was like, and my buddy was like, I thought you said this guy was good. I was like, last week he was killing it. He must have had a rough night.
Yeah, right? He's, like, going through some shit. He walked in on his wife or, like, his best friend. Yeah.
Something happened because he is totally not on point today. But another good drink, like you said, Harry's is good, and then I like Harry's in Westport, the one across from
Harry's in Westport. I know I've been there.
Across
from Kelly's? No. Yeah. Yep.
Man, I love that place.
Okay.
Same bartenders have been there for like 20 plus years, and it's the same every time you go. They're not into, anything fancy, and then you can always go to Buzzard Beach and get, some tall PBRs and
Buzzard Beach. I hope that place never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
That has been around since I had a fake ID and I was going out.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a dive bar of dive bars, and it's right in the heart of Westport. It is Westport. I mean, it's outlasted everything.
Yeah, I agree.
What was the place? Have a nice day cafe. What was the funk? That club right next to it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been a million things.
Yeah.
And then across America's Pub. Who would have thought we would have lost America's Pub?
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Is there anything older? Kelly's.
Kelly's and Harry's have been there forever.
Kelly's, Harry's, and Buzzard Beach.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like those places, but I don't really go out like that anymore. But if I were to go out...
You got a wife and kids.
Yeah, if I were to go out, those would be the bars that I go to. But I'd say my favorite bar to go get a drink, listen to music, is the Green Lady Lounge. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I could be there all night long and have a great time. Would not go anywhere. Not even want to go anywhere. Just hang out and drink.
And there's an upstairs.
Yeah.
I've never been to the upstairs. I only go to the down, like the front one that you walk into.
Yeah. Oh, there's a downstairs too.
Yeah. I've only been in the first level. And I've been there a bunch of times.
Oh.
Like I've gone there. I wish I had food there. Like I get their little meat and cheese tray or whatever.
Yeah.
But and hummus, and they have hummus there.
And the music there is always banging. It's always a good time.
It is.
The Foundation's cool. The late night place you can go to and drink till 5 or 6 in the morning or whatever.
Okay.
Listen to jazz music. That place is cool.
Basically, we should be hired by the Kansas City Board of whatever they call it, travel or whatever. What do they call that? I'm a brain fart.
I don't know.
I don't know, but we love Kansas City here. The more you talk about it, and the more I'm learning here, just with you, just how much cooler Kansas City is than I already thought. I've been here. Kansas City's home. I've been here it's home. I call it. I was popped around, born and raised in Michigan, moved around a bunch of places, but Kansas City's home.
Yeah. And I love it here.
Kansas City, I love you.
Yeah.
I guess we can end it on that note.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I guess. Yeah. I could keep talking to you. This was fun, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can I get you back in here sometime?
Yeah, definitely. I'm down anytime.
Let's collab with our cooking underground chef show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Derrick, I'm going to give you this time here to pimp whatever you want to pimp. This was amazing. I really appreciate you taking the time and
thank you
coming
for
on a
having
podcast that you don't know me from Adam. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'll come on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So I just like shooting the shit, talking food, talking bourbon, talking life in general, So I appreciate it. And to everyone that's listening, so like he said, I'm the owner of Mother Clucker, Kansas City, which is the first Nashville hot chicken restaurant in Kansas City that my wife and I opened, and we are now a national franchise, and we are selling. We are talking and taking investors right now because we do want to scale it like Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's, but better and bigger. So it's going to be fun and exciting along the way. So
it's already been fun and exciting for you, it seems. You've got an incredible life. Like, you have so much more stories, I imagine. And one day I'm going to look back and be like, I had the Colonel Sanders of 2040 or 2030. Give you 10 years of 2030, the Colonel Sanders on my podcast.
Yeah. So I appreciate it, man. And everybody keep doing what they're doing. If you're passionate about something, don't let go of it. And hold on to that dear life, because that is what makes you who you are.
Amen, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Follow Duffel Bag.
Duffel Bag Chef.
Duffel Bag Chef is his Instagram. And, of course, me, Neanderthal Pod. We're out. Bye.